Hey, it's Brian Dixon, and welcome to our Hope Books studio. I'm so excited that you're here because in today's training, I'm going to walk you through why every business leader needs a book. So, if you are a coach, a consultant, you have your own business, you're an entrepreneur, you've been looking for ways to grow your impact and your income, having a book is one of the best ways to be able to do all of that and so much more. And so in this training, I'm going to walk you through the 5 reasons to have your own book. We're going to take it step by step. We've got plenty of time, and I want to make sure that you get a ton of value. So I'm so excited that you are here. So every business leader needs a book. Here's the thing. You need a book because a book builds credibility and it grows your business. If it's your dream to make more money and more impact, to impact more people and also to bring more money into your business, into your family, I can't think of a better way to do that than to have your own book, because one asset could increase your authority, it attracts clients, and it grows your income. See, I was struggling when I first started. When I first started to help people with their message, try to figure out how do you get your message out, I would try to explain what I do. Okay, I help people with marketing, I help people with their messaging, I help people build their business. And it was really hard for me to explain the services that I was offering at the time. And I remember this one situation where my father-in-law, who is now in his 80s, was trying to explain about 15 years ago, he was trying to explain what I do. And I was like, hey, I guess I do all these things. I give him this big long list of what I did. And so he would just introduce me as a consultant, which basically sounds like you're unemployed. And so I thought, how can I give him a tool to explain what I do for people who would be a really good fit? And that's when I realized I actually just need to write a book. Everybody else that I've hired, people that I admire, people that I've worked with that have a book, I know what they do. I've read their story. I understand their framework. That is the way. So I wrote a book called The Online Sales Formula, and I was able to give him copies of that book. I was able to give potential clients copies of that book, and that book was really the way that I got the business going and growing, was by having a book. I was struggling to help people at scale, but it was a book that made all the difference for me. See, I had value to offer, but I had no clear way to communicate that value. And the turning point that I needed was one clear explanation. And that's probably what you need as well. When somebody is thinking about hiring you, maybe for website design, maybe for your coaching that you offer or your consulting that you do, maybe even as a speaker for a conference or trying to figure out how can you help somebody, a book is the clearest way to explain what you do. So I wrote this book called The Online Sales Formula, and what was really cool is everything changed. One of my mentors handed it to all of his high-level mastermind members. That was huge. I was able to get booked on podcasts. I was able to give it away for free in exchange for an email address, which then allowed me to nurture my ideal clients. And that, my friend, is why you need a book as well. You need a book. Say it out loud. I need a book. You probably already know that you need a book. A book can be the key to growing your business. So here's the thing. You already have something worth sharing. Maybe you feel called to share your message. As a Christian believer, I know that you are called for a purpose, that you have a calling on your life, that you have a story that is worth sharing, and your story can help transform other people's lives. And so you already know that you have a calling on your life. Now, how do you share that calling? You do it through a book. So here's the framework that works for the over 114 books that we've published at Hope Books. First, you start with where you were stuck, what I call the prison promise path. Where were you stuck? What's the way that you found out of being stuck? And then how do you now help other people? This works whatever industry you're in, whether you're a counselor, you're a coach, you're a speaker, you run your own business. This is where I was stuck. Now I'm unstuck. Here's the path to get out. The prison, the promise, the path. That's the framework to share in your book. And the thing is, a book gives you credibility that nothing else can really buy. I mean, literally, he wrote the book. Like, the credibility is expert level positioning when you write your book. Those 6 words, he wrote the book on it, that changes the conversation because it establishes you as an expert. Your process becomes your authority. Okay, number 3, a book opens doors that stay closed without one. So think about some door that you would love to open in your business. Maybe you would love to speak on stage at your industry conference. Wouldn't that be amazing? Do you know that having a book will increase your chances of speaking at that conference because of those opportunities, the credibility that comes from you having a book? What about being on that well-known podcast in your industry? Yes, a book can help you get booked on podcasts. What about partnerships? There are amazing opportunities for you to partner with other leaders in your industry, and a book is what helps to establish you as credible for that partnership. And finally, there are great opportunities for press and for media, for being interviewed on TV, nationally and locally, for you to be featured in magazines, newspapers, articles, and a lot of that comes because you have a book. A book opens doors that you didn't know existed. It's amazing to see what happens when you have a book. Here's the thing I want you to know. I want you to know that having a book can be the most valuable marketing asset that you'll ever own. See, it's better than a postcard. It's even better than a website, better than a webinar, better than word of mouth, better than a sales call. A book is your silent salesperson. You can give your book away for free and it feels like about a $20 value. The thing is, people don't throw books away. I mean, think about it. You have a stack of books. Are you gonna just throw them away? No, you at least donate them. That book has a half-life. Like, even if somebody doesn't read it, they can pass it on to someone else. Every gift of your book is a referral waiting to happen, and that brand exposure can last for decades. What other marketing tool can you say lasts for decades? A book is a billboard with a shelf life that lasts, literally. And finally, number 5, the 5th reason for you to have a book as a business leader to help you grow your business is that a book pre-sells every client that you'll ever close. I mean, imagine getting on a sales call with a potential client or having that first coaching call with a potential client and they've read your book. I mean, you already won, right? This has happened to us so many times. I have a book called Your Hope Story where I show you how to write your story of hope. And having clients show up on the first coaching call and they can show me their book, they've already highlighted it and underlined it and done the exercises in the book. It's absolutely amazing. And you having a book can help pre-sell your ideal client on the services that you offer. See, readers finish the book, but then they need help implementing what you talk about in the book. And that right there is the transformation. It also increases trust. Higher ticket sales come because they're pre-qualified and they're not cold. The idea here is that income happens on the back end once somebody has gone through your book. And a book is probably the cheapest sales call that you'll ever make because it happens all the time on your own. So really amazing. So the question then, my friend, is how do you get your book published? How do you actually publish your book? Well, you might already know that there are 3 ways. The first way to publish your book is traditional publishing. This is where you get an agent, you have to build your platform, and there's a long wait. In fact, I just talked to a traditionally published author who turned in her manuscript 2.5 years ago, and the book's only coming out in a couple weeks from now. Over 2.5 years, 2.5 years for you to grow your business? I don't think so. Plus, you need to be famous in order to get the book deal. And that publisher does not want you to give your book away as a lead magnet to potential clients. They want to make money from the royalties of the book. So then you have option number 2. Option number 2 is self-publishing. Can I just be real with you? Self-publishing often looks so amateur. Like, I love to go to thrift stores with my kids. It's just like a fun thing that we do. And anytime I look at the book section from 10 feet away, I can tell who has self-published their books. They just look off. The pages are too big, they're too shiny, the font just looks wrong. Self-publishing doesn't lead to credibility, it leads to lack of trust. It's your credibility that's on the line. So your third option for publishing, and this is the one that I recommend, is called hybrid. Hybrid publishing is the third path. This is where you get a professional result because you're working with a real publisher. You get real support and you share the investment with the publisher. So those are the three paths. Traditional publishing, where you have to get famous and get an agent and wait 2.5 years. Self-publishing that can really look cheap, and you have to do it all yourself. And let's face it, you're not a book publisher. You can write your story, but somebody else has to do the editing, the formatting, the design, the layout, the distribution, all that. Don't worry about being a publisher. You focus on growing your business. Let us be your publisher. We call it Hope Books. Hope Books is a hybrid publisher because we add more, not just the publishing itself, but we also include coaching, working with you to get clear on your prison promise path, on your transformational tale, on the content of your book, what to title it, how to write the back of book copy, all the things that you need for a successful book that leads to sales. Number two, we include community, so you're not alone. We have a cohort, so you're part of a group of authors working through the process together. So you get that feedback, that support, that encouragement that you need. Number three, you get accountability. Accountability is really simple. You ready? It's the ability to count. 168 steps in the process, 5 major phases of writing your book. We walk you through it step by step, and we hold you accountable, encouraging you along the way to not quit and to keep going. And the cool thing is it's done with you, and there's also done for you. Let me break that down real quick. The writing part we do with you through the coaching, through the accountability, through the community. The done for you part is the production. As a publisher, we take care of everything. The editing, the formatting, the printing, the design, the layout, the distribution. So it's half done with you, which is the writing, but done for you, which is the actual publishing. And you go from a blank page to a printed book in just a matter of months. Not years, not decades, just a matter of months. Imagine having a copy of your book to give to a potential client. That could be so powerful. So you might be wondering, like, what does it actually cost to work with Hope Books? What does it cost to publish a book? We have found that it's about $20,000 to $25,000 to publish a book well. All the books that you see behind me have all gone through our proven process, and it's about a $20,000 investment. But what we do at Hope Books is we split the cost with you. It's really what hybrid means, right? Hybrid means split, bringing two things together. So you invest $10K, we invest $10K in our systems, in our people, in our facilities, in our software, everything required as a publisher, and we come together, $10K in, for a total investment of a life-changing book. So this is what you actually walk away with. A professionally published book, credibility for life, a credibility asset for life, a marketing engine that compounds over time, and an income driver on the back end. The total real-world value of a published business book is over $82,000, but your investment is only $10K. So here's your next step. Apply to work with us. We would love to hear your story, hear your vision for your book, hear about your company, about your business. So we would love to schedule a call with you. And what you do is you apply. hopebooks.com/apply. You can see the link right here. Click the button or go to hopebooks.com/apply. We will review your application, hop on a call with you, talk through the different tuition options. 10K is the one-time investment. We've got payment plans if that's of a concern. We are here to help you write your book and publish a beautiful professional book that can lead to sales for the long term. This is your next step. Go to hopebooks.com/apply or click the button right here. We would love to work with you to help you tell your story grow your sales, grow your business.